All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays. Okay, so that's on mute. All right. Hey, guys, in case these videos start playing at a very low quality, you just have to bump it up on YouTube to 720. One day I'll figure out how to do it in 1080, but for now it's still 720. All right, cool. Hey, we added the date. Wait, which side is it on? It's on this side. We added the date right there. People were asking, hey, how do I see the date? So there's the date, and the castle behind me is where the financial summit will take place. So hopefully a bunch of people will join us, rent it out, that entire castle, and would love to get it filled with amazing people in the world of finance. All right, here we go. Let's go to charts. That's the weekly chart. We can take a peek at the monthly chart. Nothing has changed. Only doing price analysis today. I'm going to do my best to stay away from politics. Let's see if the live chat baits me into it again. But we'll find out. Yeah, I haven't had any tequila in a little while. I've been busy working. That's okay. I'm off to Brazil. I guess I'll be drinking caipirinhas over there. I've never been to Brazil. A few people have hit me up. You have to find a way to get a hold of me. I do have a contact me page on my website that I'll try to keep an eye on. Yeah, I'm happy to meet people and hang out. I have no plans whatsoever. So I'm more than willing to meet random strangers at random bars in foreign countries. I really shouldn't be doing that, but you know what? Life's too short. So here we are on a weekly scale. And next week, if we have a similar week to this week next week, we will flip the Lucid SAR. I always wanted to redo the Lucid SAR into a Tone SAR because there are some changes I want to make to the code. Just my own views and interpretations on the situation. But we'll get there someday. The weekly chart has not yet changed. It is looking in a desperate attempt to get off the lows. But it needs to get above $46,500 before I start taking the weekly chart seriously for a big bullish move. Other than that, we wait for the ultimate support of the 200-week moving average. The allocation chart, ooh, we just flipped red. I mean, this was looking nice. Almost hit 41,000, and down we go. This is starting to be a nasty candle once again. This candle will end in about 9 hours. And if I was to put a position towards the end of this candle, it would certainly be a bearish position, not a bullish position. There is absolutely nothing in this chart, that is telling me that Bitcoin has any possibility of rising. This is, of course, from the TA perspective. We can't ignore the fact that Bitcoin has fundamentals. And Bitcoin has on-chain analytics, and Bitcoin has news events. And the probability of all of those sending Bitcoin to the moon are significantly higher than sending Bitcoin down to 20K. But this technical analysis look at the 4-day chart is a borderline disaster. Yes, it is a doji candle, and you can kind of cling to that being a doji candle. But if this candle closes below $39,000, by, it's not that far. It's only $600 drop from here. If it closes below 39,000 by end of day, there would be nothing, not even a doji candle, to cling to the positive case. And we are just 2 candles away from the intermediate moving average going below the long-term moving average, which creates a disastrous situation of all the moving averages below each other. They're all declining, and the price is below them. And guess what? Unlike the last time that happened, which is down here in this vicinity, this time around, it will happen where the price is bunched up and consolidating. That is a recipe for a beautiful short position. That is a similar situation from a moving average perspective to this here, which was a beautiful short position. On my chart, it's just a cash position. But this is the situation. This is where the price is below the short-term moving average. Actually, not even here. It would have been back there. but it was going to be an imminent crossover. Like these situations are very, very rare. And when it comes, it usually leads to disastrous outcomes for the price of Bitcoin. But I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll think about it the rest of the day. But if you're holding Bitcoin short right now, you're probably feeling really good about that position. If I was holding Bitcoin long right now, I would be nervous. I would be nervous about that position. Now, on a long scale, on a monthly scale, you're still okay. But on a shorter term scale, like the 4-day or perhaps the daily, oh boy, that is ugly. Man, that is ugly. We got back to this trend line. See, now I can adjust the trend line a smidge to just make it, I can still do it like that. Best fit line touches the most number of candles without breaking the least amount of bodies. And you can see how this trend line acted as resistance now. And now we're back to the line of complete annihilation of Bitcoin from a trade perspective. This is bad. This is really, really bad. Yeah, we had a good video about BIP 119, and then later that night, I got into spaces with Jeremy Rubin and Shinobi. You know, Shinobi is like, Shinobi is almost like the Trump of the crypto space, right? Like, he's not politically correct at all. It's frustrating listening to him, but he's right. And Shinobi is usually right. And just like Mr. Hodel, like, he's not politically correct. It's annoying listening to him. He'll call you an idiot, and he's usually right. And by usually, I mean almost always right. So you really have to get through the fact that who's saying the message and what the message is. Oh, the pump's over. Well, it wasn't a bad pump. I mean, look at this daily candle. That was not a bad pump. In half a day going up, you know, $2,500 for 6.5%. That's a good pump. That's a pretty good pump, but it had no follow through whatsoever. No follow through whatsoever. See, it was on par with the pump that we had on April 18th, but that pump doubled in price eventually, right? So here's the pump on the 18th, right? That was also about 6% for $2.5 grand. But then from there, it continued on another 6.5% for $4.5 grand. So that pump doubled. It did a pump again. This time around, there was a single one, and it looks like it's over. And this could be over, like horrendously over. Let's see what the stock market's doing. No, that's the US dollar. I need to talk about that. Well, the stock market's falling. Yep, and there goes your Bitcoin. So not good. Not good. The stock market, let me change that arrow here. We need to adjust this. So this arrow didn't materialize, but it just delayed it. We are breaking the MRI support line. I don't like drawing a horizontal line here because I'm going to break way too many bodies. But just like Bitcoin, this is really bad. Breaking this MRI support line, getting so close to the prior swing lows, I think the stock market's in trouble. Elon can't save it. He can't buy them all. Elon can't buy them all. All right, I say, before we go on, I got to promote the Financial Summit. Check out the website. Check out the videos. There's another video in the description. I haven't restarted my computer in forever. I know people are amazed at how many tabs this Google window has. Just remember, I have about 2 or 3 more of these Google windows on my other monitor, and they have more tabs. Good thing I have a computer with 48 gigs of RAM. It's a $4,000 beast of a laptop, and it can handle it. But yeah. Check out this event. This is the castle that we rented in the Dominican Republic. I know the price of the event seems high for people, but if you were to take a vacation at a place like this with everything we are offering, besides the amazing people that attend, it'll still cost you about the same amount of money. Plus, you get all my webinars and stuff, even the options course. I think I'm going to add the options course. I got to change this up. You get the MRI, you get all my educational videos, Tyler's educational videos. I know I'm giving away a lot of these for free. Ugly Old Goats newsletter, you get a discount for that. Also, Willy Woo, we removed Willy Woo newsletter because Willy Woo's newsletter is coming to an end. Yeah, so we have to remove from there. But yeah, just read over the website and check out if this event's right for you. Okay. Oh, these are the rooms. These are the rooms. Some of our higher net worth attendees have already started purchasing the nicer rooms. These two rooms are beautiful and they are included. This one has stairs into the private pool. Like if you look at the castle. Oh, have to wait for this tent. Just like a 30-second video. Anyway, you guys get the point. On my calendar, I already know where I'm traveling to in June and stuff, but I need to add it in there. Also, there's going to be a meetup in Panama right here. If you're in Miami, if you're in Texas, it's only like a 2-hour flight, guys. Fly down. You will not be disappointed. We're gonna party a lot this. We're gonna party. We're gonna party. If you want to party with Tom Vays, maybe even play some poker. Right there at the theater/club. We turned the VIP room into a nice poker room. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Come down to Panama. I'll send you more info on this. I'll probably post it on my site today or tomorrow. Oh, and then I'll be in London for AIM Summit, and before that, this weekend I'm flying out to Brazil. I have made no plans whatsoever, but I'll be in Brazil. Okay, daily chart we already looked at. Looks horrible. It just looks horrible. A close below this line. See, we got a Hail Mary like save yesterday. I don't think that's gonna happen again. Hedge your Bitcoin now. Actually, my computer doesn't have a camera. 4K laptop, 720 camera. No, the computer doesn't have a camera at all. This laptop has no webcam. It's good and bad. The good thing is the authorities can't spy on me by remotely accessing my camera. The bad news is my laptop doesn't have a webcam. My camera is an $800 like camera. It's not the camera that's 720, it's the Zoom. Streaming directly from Zoom is not letting me do 1080. But it was really funny buying a laptop. Last year I bought it, or maybe the year before, and it has no camera. Still $4,000 though. Here's the hourly chart. We topped on a second consecutive MRI top. And this is a horrible looking look, but in 2 hours, you can potentially get a little rebound. I agree, laptop cameras suck. I didn't really need it. I travel with a webcam. Why wouldn't everyone buy Twitter at current share price? It's gonna pay a guaranteed 54 in the near future because it should be at 54 right now. The price of Twitter should be 54. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna take a look. I like the fact that even though Bitcoin's falling, GBC premium is not yet falling. That means not many people have GBC shares to sell, which means when BTC starts going up, when GBP starts going up, the premium should really accelerate towards zero. I remain bullish on oil. Get ready for a doubling in oil price over the next 12 months or so. I remain bullish on gold, but I don't think gold will double in the next 12 months. Maybe 2,500. Definitely not 4K. And I am bearish the stock market, and therefore Bitcoin isn't doing very good. Okay, I need to talk about the US dollar. This is the US dollar versus other world other world fiat currencies, but mostly the euro. Okay, so DXY is composed of like 60% euro, I think 10% pound or 10% yen. It's basically the euro, the pound, the yen, and the Swiss franc. I think that's it. I really think that's it. I'm going to Google it on a different monitor, just the DXY composition. DXY composition. And by Google, I mean DuckDuckGo, which sucks. It's such a bad search engine. Like I know Google like selects what you see, but here's the good thing about Google that DuckDuckGo can't do. If I type in 7 p.m., I don't know, Minsk time, it will tell me the current time where I'm sitting, right? Like I can type in a time from somewhere in the world, and it will tell me what time it is for me, right? Or the other way around. In Google, I can type in, it's like a rant on search engines. In Google, I can type in current time in Moscow, and DuckDuckGo has a problem figuring that out, okay? Or current time in whatever, Kiev. Let me not pick sides in this mess. So it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Same thing with currencies. I'm like, hey, how much is $1,000 in Indian rupees? And it doesn't know the answer. Like you would think this is something a search engine would be able to figure out what I'm actually asking. And this is why I can't stand it. Also, DuckDuckGo immediately takes you to Apple Maps and not Google Maps. And Apple Maps is so bad. I know Google tracks you, but like I'll take the tracking over the complete unusability of an Apple map. Like it's just so frustrating using these other search engines because these other things are apparently so complicated to figure out, like what like time conversion or currency conversion or unit conversion. All right, US dollar index, 57% euro, 13% Japanese yen, 12% British pound, Canadian dollar. Why? Oh my God. 9% Canadian dollar, 4% Swedish krona. That's a little weird. And 3.5% the Swiss franc. Okay. I don't know why in the world they would have Canadian dollar in there, but sure. Australian dollar would have made a lot more sense. But that's all right. They're both going. No, they do time and currency conversion, but terribly. They do it terribly because they don't understand my request. Like the request I used to put into a Google search to help me navigate time and currency conversions, like with DuckDuckGo, I have to literally spell it out. Like I have to be so specific, like to the comma and to the decimal point, and sometimes spell out the currency instead of putting in a ticker or anyway, it's just like it has no ability to figure out what I'm asking whatsoever. All right, so there's the weighing. So this is basically US dollar against other shit fiat. And look what's happening tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's a daily MRI cell inside a weekly MRI cell, inside a monthly MRI cell. So on a weekly scale, we are approaching, we are on an MRI cell. And on a monthly scale, we are on an MRI cell. This is, every week at least one asset in the world gives you the perfect combination of a daily, weekly, and monthly MRI sell. That is super rare. And I take this very, very seriously. So I believe that tomorrow, the US dollar is going to top and it's going to pull back. How massive is the pullback going to be? I really don't know. I think the US dollar will appreciate and head back to like 125. But tomorrow, I believe it is going to turn around and respect the MRI tops across 3 different timeframes. And tomorrow is going to be unavoidable. Like unless it crashes in the next 8 hours, the MRI top will print tomorrow. If DuckDuckGo is censoring search results, what's the point of using it? The only point of still using DuckDuckGo is that a single corporation like Google has less information about you, and that's still a reason to use DuckDuckGo. And the other reason to still use DuckDuckGo is that they probably store less of your information for authorities to subpoena. So those are the only 2 reasons to use it, but they are equally as bad at presenting you honest, unbiased information as Google. They are just as biased, and they're way shittier of a technology. Like the search engine quality is a lot shittier. They just don't have the capital that Google does to provide you with. Like Google has the best algorithm. The problem is that algorithm is very biased. DuckDuckGo's algorithm is also now biased, but probably a little less biased than Google's. But the only reason to still use it is the slight improvement in privacy and knowing that Google will know less about you. Okay, let's look at the bonds, and then we're going to look at Twitter. So bonds and yield. So we're talking about the 10-year yield or TLT. Let's see. Well, let's look at the all right, US 10-year yield. So it looks like the US 10-year yield might have temporarily topped at 3%. I'm waiting on the MRI. And there it is. MRI top coming in with several extension tops. So the MRI top comes in tomorrow. So yeah, so the US 10-year yield probably topped. That means bonds should be rising. Let's wait for the MRI. Bond prices. Yep, TLT is rising, and there it is. It's an inverse, right? So that's also an MRI warning. So tomorrow the MRI buy comes, just as the dollar is going to hit its MRI top. So the dollar should start to go down. Yield should start to go down tomorrow, and bond prices should rise on the flip side of that trade. Use Google in incognito mode on, yeah, but then I have to always restart incognito mode. It's just annoying. Google in incognito mode is just annoying. I use it sometimes when I have to search for certain things, but it's not meant to be a normal search engine. Like the idea is that your history is stored in there to help you search for shit. But Google needs to not use that information for personal gain, for company gain. Well, they almost have to use it for company gain because that's how the company grows, but they have to stop that information from being used by authorities. That's the problem. And now let's go look at stocks. I got 5 minutes left, guys. So I'm not sure why Twitter is not trading at $54. Look, I still think the government's going to find a way to block Elon. Like the government can't have free speech. And we're not even saying that Elon is going to bring free speech to Twitter. We don't know. Just like any other politician, what they say publicly could be the opposite of what they actually do. So we have absolutely no idea if Twitter is going to create more censorship or less censorship. We don't know. But what we know is there is an expectation that Twitter will have more free speech. And the government doesn't want that. So if the government doesn't want that, they will find a way to stop that. And the only reason why Twitter is not trading at $54, which is his buyout price, is because people still think that Elon's going to somehow get blocked from buying Twitter. But yeah, this should be a pretty risk-free trade, should be. But the market is telling you that there's risk. The market is saying there is risk. Otherwise, Twitter would be trading at $54.20. That's the buyout price. That's at that price, Twitter stock will disappear from NASDAQ. I'm really curious at what premium the $50 calls are trading. That would tell you a lot. A $50 call with, depends how much time, right? So I don't know how long it'll take for the stock to get delisted. But I would say by July, it should be very known whether he's buying it or not. It depends on what the price of the 50 strike June or July expiration call options are. I'll probably go with the June expiration. It's at the end of June, June 21st expiration call options. Those call options are technically slightly out of the money. If there's a high probability that Elon's going to buy it, those call options would be worth about $4. If those call options are only worth $1, it tells you the probability and expectation that Elon will buy it by June 21st. I agree. Incognito mode would do nothing for your privacy because Google still knows, but they don't have to know that it's you because you're not logged into your Google account when you use incognito. So it doesn't have any of your, saved stuff, which is useful. Okay, that's pretty much it. Oh, the Russian ruble. And there it is. People are telling me that in Russia, the approximate price of the Russian ruble is about 85 rubles per dollar, which is still good, which is still a very good price. But I see the Russian ruble appreciating. And there ain't nothing the United States can do about it. No, another candle, another appreciation of the ruble. So what's the next line of importance? The next line of importance is probably this area here. This is the next line. It bounced right off that line. That's the prior support. And below this line, there's not much stopping the ruble from, if the ruble ever goes below 70, if the value of the ruble appreciates to less than 70 rubles per dollar, the US government, mostly the neocons in the US, the ones that really want a nuclear war with Russia, they're going to lose their shit. They're really going to lose their shit. They're going to go mental. because this, to me, a ruble under 70 rubles a dollar is like the first step towards Russia, India, and China completely dominating the US in all forms of geopolitics, whether it's military, economic, I don't want to say social because it's very different. But would I open a short here on Bitcoin given my outlook? I'm thinking about it. As I explained in yesterday's video, the trouble with opening a short position here is that it's a slightly different environment than here or here. You see how over here, there was a beautiful descending triangle. And I was 80 to 90% confident Bitcoin's going to get destroyed. Here, there was another descending triangle. And I was 70 to 80% confident Bitcoin's going to get destroyed. This is not a descending triangle. This is an ascending triangle. So it doesn't give me the 70 to 80% confidence that Bitcoin is going to get destroyed to the next moving average. It's giving me maybe 60% confidence that it's going to get destroyed into the next moving average. And 60% confidence is not enough for me to open on a long-term short trade like that. 60% confidence in the bullish direction is enough confidence for me to go long. But I need over 80% confidence that Bitcoin is going to crash before I open a real short. And I don't have 80% confidence that this is going to happen. It's that simple. All right, I got to go, but I will glance at Tilray. Man. Oh, beautiful MRI buy right now. You know, I would see, here's the problem. I would love to take a swing at the long trade here. But the overall, I'm bearish on the overall market. And that's preventing me from doing so. It's hard to go long on a stock when you have a bearish outlook for the index. And on that note, I'm going to end the stream. Join us at the Financial Summit. Like I said, we rented out this entire castle. This castle is about 60 rooms, and I would love to fill it with the best financial and trading minds I can, and investors. Thank you, guys, and see you all on the next one, and perhaps in DR in person. Bye, guys. Am I still live? Huh. I turned it off. Doesn't want to turn off.